And we are back in Friendsim 2. We'll start Chapter 7. Let's go. Contains warnings for sexually suggestive content and language, depictions and discussion of gaslighting and abuse, depiction and discussion of alcohol and drug use. Player discretion is advised. Let's run the auto order here. Once I get through all these alerts. Jam. Chixie, I'm worried about you. DM me. Ooh, Malak. Anyone know about Project Lightbringer? All I can find are rumor. All I can find it rumors? Okay. Theseus. Am I not good enough? Is this because I was gone for too long? She found someone else? Because of course she fucking did, because why wouldn't she? It's all my fault, I was gone too long. Fuck. Tease, can we please talk about this? I care about you. Okay, who's jaded let's okay, yeah, there we go. Now we got Riza, Jades, a lot of girl boss ladies in those caverns. And what is this one? New curfew in effect for city of Everdim. Or possessions must be inside by sunup. Well, they have to be inside by sunup anyway, so they don't, catch fire. But I mean, whatever. Anyway, here we go.
Self-voicing enabled. Your trip across the plains and into the nearby city was a mercifully uneventful one, but you've once again found yourself traveling outside perilously close to dawn. The signs at the city limits told you this place is called Everdim, but you have a feeling that's more of a poetic turn of phrase than an actual, literal promise that the Alternian sun won't roast you alive. You seem to have entered the city in one of the high-blood neighborhoods, because everything has a distinctly pleasant look about it. Rows of townhomes, town hives, line the streets, foliage dots the exteriors of buildings, and everything is pleasantly lit in a way that makes it feel almost inviting. You spend at least an hour trying to find the bar that Daria told you about, the Lilting Mare, 1. You spend at
Marvelous.
Selected.
Snake bites is a real one. Y'all take some serious balls to stand up to real test.
Is a real one, y'all. You spend at least an.
Oh, okay.
Is a real one. You spend. Selected. You spend at least an hour. And then, you turn a corner and it's there. The whole place has the kind of vibe of some upscale pub back on Earth. Like, if you could distill the word pretentious down into a singular object, this bar would be that object. Still, the combination of impending death at the hands of the daylight and a need to find Chixie has made you more than willing to put any apprehension you have aside and barge right on in. Heck, with the daylight almost here, it's likely that most of the bar's patrons have gone home for the day. Part of you wonders why day life isn't like nightlife back on Earth, but you figure that the danger of being outside in the day probably puts a damper on that for most trolls. But that's enough pondering for now. You reach out and tug on the door handle. The inside of the bar is nice, in a way that definitely reinforces the stuck-up kind of vibes you were getting on the inside of the bar is nice, in a way that definitely reinforces the stuck-up kind of vibes you were getting on the outside. This seems like the kind of place that would lecture you on how champagne only comes from a certain region of Alternia.
Okay.
It seems strange to find Chixie in a place like this, but sure enough, it sounds like she's over on the other side of the room, near the bar. Save.
There's just going to be action setting thing. So
it seems strange to find Chixie.
Are we ready for it?
Okay, you've been here all fucking night. Do you think maybe it's time to go now?
Chixie,
Ooh.
okay,
Who's
you've been
Albert
here
talking
all
to? Looks
fucking
like a
night.
Red.
Do you
That's
think maybe
either
it's time to go now?
Diemen or well, we've already met, or maybe Fazer. We've already met Marsty. She would be down here. Who are some of the other Reds? I'm trying to guess before we actually see who it is. So. Or maybe they're throwing us a loop and it's actually, who knows, maybe it is Diemen.
Seriously, if Mr. C finds you here, well, I can't keep making excuses.
Relax, chicks. Nothing to worry about.
Elward's voice has the slight slur of someone who's coming down from a long night of getting drunk, but is very much approaching the painful realization that they are, in fact, sober once more.
You're gone for Periges, you don't message me for a week, you show up here. I can barely get a word out of you, and when I do, you're depressed as fuck about something you won't tell me.
It's not important right now. Just don't worry about it. Don't want to talk.
Fine, but you need to clear out. And you really need to clear him out.
She gestures over at the form of someone who's sitting at the bar nursing a drink. You feel like you know him from somewhere. The same kind of you should know this one feeling you get sometimes.
Yeah, I feel, is this one of those from the adventure game? Hive Swap? Yeah, they keep calling things, you know, like Homestuck, Haunt Switch, Hive Bent. Stuff is kind of hard to keep them straight.
Zephyros? He's not hurting anyone.
Zephyros,
He's a
that's
celebrity.
Right. Is he the one that does like that, like psychic games stuff or something?
I'm a celebrity.
A celebrity who's wanted by the Empire? I don't need to tell you why that might be a bad thing.
I know. Mr. C's gonna be pissed off.
Elward rolls her eyes and taps at the kin she's drinking out of. As she does this, her eyes stray over to the door where you're standing, trying to be as unassuming as possible.
Well, holy fucking shit.
Chixie turns to follow her gaze and locks eyes with you, and this has just become the beginning of one of those uniquely uncomfortable exchanges.
Ooh.
Hey there, you start to say in your winningest tone. You've gotten used to basically assuming that anyone you used to be close to is gonna feel a way about your sudden disappearance. Chixie looks you up and down, and her face falls. It's hard to read her expression.
Hey, it's you. Been a while, huh? I mean, I expected it when I saw the chitter alert. Figured you'd be here eventually.
She shrugs and sighs, looking down at the floor, and you think you would prefer anger. Anger is at least tangible. You've gotten weirdly used to dealing with people being angry at you.
It's too late in the night to go out. We might as well stay here, I guess.
Wasn't she just
Chixie,
chewing that other guy out
it's
to
too late in the night to go out.
Albert out to
You
get
might
out?
as well stay here, I guess.
I'm sure he'll be happy to see you.
She flinches a little bit, almost imperceptibly, and you're about to ask who actually owns this place when Chixie immediately continues.
I'm gonna be in my room, getting my shit squared away. See if you can convince those two bulge eaters to get out before he comes back.
She sighs and a small smile crosses her face.
I'm not unhappy to see her. I don't want to make it sound like that, but Mr. C is gonna be pissed if she's hanging around, and I barely know the low blood.
Chixie walks off without another word, and you're left feeling kind of weird. She didn't really seem happy to see you, but she didn't seem all that upset, either. She just seemed kinda hurt. You almost wished she would yell at you, tell you how horrible you were as a Moiral to disappear and come back so much later. But she didn't do that, she just quietly walked off. You suppose you should probably talk to Elward and... Zephyros. All of a sudden, it hits you, you know why that name sounds familiar. You've been seeing it on your Chitter feed periodically over the last few cycles. The former arena stickball player whose Moira was involved with the rebels. Now that's a story worthy of an invasive question or two. You're suddenly feeling charged with the possibilities of meeting a new friend. Maybe you can use all the many lessons you've learned to form a less dysfunctional relationship with someone. Or, at the very least, have a decent conversation. You've gotten so caught up in everything that you barely noticed that the game has, yet again, shifted to a slightly different gameplay variant. This one seems oddly familiar.
Oh, they're
Fortunately,
mimicking
the intuitive point-and-click
adventure game.
styling hasn't changed one bit. Time to do your thing.
Since, you know, they've got Zephyros in here, they're doing the whole point-and-click adventure game stuff.
These speakers look like they deliver at least 40,000 watts of pure musical power. Well, they would if they were plugged in, anyway. No one's performing right now, but the mic is ready just in case someone decides to. And judging by the sign in bright neon behind the stage, it looks like that someone is probably Chixie. No one's performing, and judge.
Alright, trying to look at the sign.
This equipment looks expensive and you wouldn't even know where to begin with it, so in the name of keeping things simple, you're going to leave it the hell alone.
Ooh, a clock.
It's a clock. As far as you can tell, it's working. This doesn't seem important right now, but you've got a feeling it'll be useful later for some reason.
Uh-oh. Some timed thing. Okay, I can like pick their noses. That's certainly a thing.
Hey, you weren't expecting to find Elward here. Like, at all. She seemed kinda,
Borderline suicidal? Is that what you're reaching for? You come here to get me in touch with my feelings some more? Make me feel bad about something?
She gestures vaguely around her and frowns. No, you're not here to make her feel bad about anything. Honestly, you just wanted to find more of your old friends and you'd heard that Chixie might be here.
Yeah, well, why'd you think I came here? Not many people left for me.
Well, what about, wasn't she? Okay, yeah, she didn't seem to have the easiest time connecting with people, huh?
Yeah, way to rub the fucking salt all the way in.
Elward glances down at the palm husk she's got sitting on the bar, as if she's expecting something from someone.
It's nothing, just don't worry about it.
Well, you'd still love to talk to her, if she's okay with that. Elward glares at you, then finally shakes her head, sighing.
Yeah, I guess. No other way to get you off my fucking back, huh?
Ooh.
Chixie says she can
stay. She needs to leave. You think you can let her stay?
What? What's Zephyros' deal? Elward quirks an eyebrow and
First things first.
Save slot 2.
Right
Close.
there.
Elward quirks an
I
eyebrow
can
and
get,
gestures over at Zephyros, who's leaning heavily up against the bar.
I don't know. He's been bitching about his shitty Moiril a bunch. So pissed off he won't even say their name.
Elward laughs and you see a look cross over her face, like she's beginning to open up, if only a tiny bit.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
She sighs, and whatever it was she was going to say, you think it's gone.
Look, never mind, okay? Go and do something else. Ask him yourself if you're so curious.
1. Chicks. 1. What's going on with Chixie?
What the fuck are you talking about?
1. It's just, she seems even more nervous than usual. And you haven't really heard much from her lately and her chitter seems concerning.
You haven't heard from her because you were gone, right?
1. Well, yes, you already established that with her. 1. Well, yes, you already established that with her. But as you also explained, it wasn't really your fault. Select 1.
Let's see here. Well, she's
Selected.
got two different...
Selected.
Chixie
Selected.
Rio, then there's Chixie.
Selected. Barber. 1.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Yes, you already established that with her. But as you also explained, it wasn't really your fault. At Chixie Real. 1 at Chixie Real. So what?
So she's
if
in
I'm not his slave?
some kind of an abusive
Might as well be.
relationship
Fucking.
with
Might as well.
someone.
Selected. Well, yes,
You
you
ever think
already
that maybe
established
there's
that with her.
people that don't want
But
to
as
say
you also
your
explained,
name?
it wasn't
You
really
ever
your
wonder
fault.
about that?
Selected.
Fuck.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
you
sure,
already
whatever.
established. L-word glances down at the palm husk she's holding in her hands and frowns deeply.
Whatever.
Chixie says she needs to leave. You need to go. You think you can let her stay? She needs to leave. Chixie says she can stay. Chixie.
That is a lie. Wait, is it a lie? I'm already
Chicks-
forgetting.
You think you can let her stay? You know what Chixie said you were supposed to do, and you're going to do what you do best and basically ignore any and all instructions and go with your gut. So you explain that L-word is completely fine staying here. Welcome, even.
Don't think you get to tell me where I'm welcome.
She reaches out and grabs a can of, wait, is that White Claw? L-word scoffs at you.
No. Blue Claw. Make it myself.
She tilts the can back, takes a sip, and sets it back down. How many of those has she had?
Who are you, my Lucis? Get out of here with that shit.
There's
The troll sitting next to L-word has the kind of vaguely familiar feel to him that a lot of stuff's had on your latest trip through Alternia. You wonder if maybe this is another one of those filtered through pseudo-memories you've been getting from time to time. Whatever the case, he doesn't look very comfortable sitting here. There's a nervous energy to him, and he's got the uneasy bulk of someone who's expected to be rough, but who doesn't really enjoy it.
Why are you staring at me? Expecting an autograph or something? I don't do that anymore.
No, you weren't expecting an autograph. You're quick on the uptake enough to have figured out generally who Zephyros is, but you're not really big on the whole celebrity thing.
Well, good.
Who is he, exactly? Zephyros stares at you and shakes his head slowly. You can't tell if he's properly drunk or just really annoyed that you're talking to him. At this point, you figure it's about 50-50ths.
Who the fuck are you? Some kind of alien?
Okay, something about this feels weird. Like he's not talking to you how you'd expect him to.
Well, you did technically never, become his friend, so it's your opportunity.
Oh.
Is this like to close the game up
Oh,
here? I'm just kinda
Okay,
looking at that.
something
What were you
about this feels
expecting?
weird.
How am I
Like
supposed
he's
to
not
talk to
talking
you?
to you. Well, that was an incredibly inconvenient time for you to express those particular feelings out loud. Also, he really doesn't seem as drunk as you first thought.
Not drunk. Depressed. See how you feel if your Moirail turned out to be someone completely different.
Not something you're entirely unfamiliar with, actually. But again, who is he? When Zephyros responds, his voice is dripping with sarcasm.
Name's Zephyros Trito, famous pusher for the Highfield hegemony.
He laughs, bitter and dry and full of disappointment.
Was, anyway. Left a couple cycles ago.
He shrugs, and goes silent, staring off into the middle distance in a way that you can only assume means he has a lot of deep thoughts that probably won't be revealed until at least this particular volume's midpoint.
Who are you talking to like that?
Crap. Never mind. What is he doing here? Zephyros squints at you and looks you up and down, slowly.
What are you doing here?
Well, at this point, hiding from the deadly sunlight, mostly. Zephyros laughs.
Yeah, it's pretty deadly, huh?
Okay, but, again, your original question? Zephyros glares and shakes his head.
I'm just sitting here drinking. You got a problem with me doing that?
Well, no, but you remember seeing his name on Chitver. It said he ran away from his arcology. You're not actually sure what that is.
I'm here now. Isn't that what matters?
Okay, but seriously, they need to get out of the bar, like, immediately.
Wait, but you told her she can stay. I heard you.
No, he didn't. Look, that's not important right now. What's important is that Chixie said that the person who owns this bar is coming and you get the sneaking suspicion that he's...
He's what, exactly? My ears are burning.
Is that Zebra?
He's what?
Kodak. Okay, there's Mr. C. Yeah. I think, I remember them having some interaction back in the thing, so...
He's what?
Yeah,
Selected.
him being a
He's
slime
what?
ball kind of,
Exactly.
makes sense.
Oh shit.
Oh no, it's all good. It's my old friend. Or was it my old friend?
He laughs in a way that brings back some extremely unpleasant memories.
You're looking kinda dumpy. Works for you though.
Well, hi there, Zebra. How's he doing this fine morning? Save. Save
Yeah,
slot
I'll
3.
save here.
While running game code. File renp/comp/00 game menu.rpy. Line 153
Oh,
in
yeah.
script. $UI.interact. File
Well,
renp/common/00 game menu.rpy. Line 173 in
We'll get
module.
back into this.
$UI.interact.
I'll try to get back close
File
to you where we
renp/common/00
out
action
next
underscore
time, so
file.rpy.
see you next time,
Line
later.
382. An exception has occurred. Quit.